All right, and welcome back to another episode, oh my gosh, of Geeks-a-Musing. You gotta be, oh my gosh, I am Nathan.
I can't go off that one. That was ridiculous.
Well, we're doing YouTube, so I have to over-exaggerate, right?
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that how you get popular on YouTube? You, like, over-exaggerate?
Maybe, if you're the video game player kid. And I'm Ryan.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, man.
Yeah, welcome back to another Geeks-a-Musing.
You threw me off with that one.
Yeah, so our topic today is YouTube. We're kind of gonna just go into what we like about YouTube, what we're watching on YouTube, who our favorite. I think I'm gonna do more of my favorite YouTube. I was gonna say YouTubers, but some of them are not necessarily one person. It's just like a organization. So I'm just gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna do YouTube channels. My top 10 favorite YouTube channels. Ryan, I can see over there his list has got a crap ton of different categories.
I unfolded. It's like Santa's list. It's a scroll.
He's got a lot of stuff there. But before we jump into that, we are going to just see what we've been up to. So I'll shoot it over to Ryan first and ask what have you been doing since we sat down last time?
Not much. Let's see. Video games. I've still been playing Killing Floor. And other than that, not really anything. I'm on vacation next week. So.
Oh, that's right, you are. You lucky.
That's good.
Son of a...
Well, it's not. I'm not doing anything. I either might go to Texas or I might just have a staycation and just stay home.
That's when I take vacations. I love the staycation.
Do you really?
Yes.
I'd rather go someplace because I can stay home any other day.
That's true. The last time I got a week off for the 4th of July, and we ended up going back to Michigan to see family, and it was great. I had a lot of fun, but man, it makes my time off go so fast. That's why I'd kind of rather just stay home.
Well, yeah, even when we went cross country, those days kind of. Yeah. I don't know. Like I think during the trip, they probably didn't seem like they were going by so fast, but.
No, I really didn't. So you haven't really been up to too much then?
There was one
recently?
thing. I watched.
We were talking about it upstairs, and I said, "Hey, wait, you can talk about it for your
Overwatch."
Yeah, the video you put up on Facebook.
Yeah, it was just a Overwatch trailer for one of the characters.
And you said, I believe I'm quoting here, the tears were flowing strongly.
They weren't flowing. You watch, that video is very emotional. I was like, wow, this is kind of getting to me. But
yeah, I saw you post it. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, though.
That's really,
you really like those.
It was really good. I like their cinematic. I guess you can't call them trailers because the game's already out. But there's cinematics, the little animations or whatever like that, because they do a really good job. They need to stop dicking around and make a movie, like a whole Overwatch.
You're right, done with the CG.
Yeah. With that kind of animation they've been doing,
that'd be cool. That's
what they should do. I mean, that's it.
That's it. Yeah. I haven't been doing too much. I went back and you've listened to it too, but I'm not quite finished trimming up the horror episode that's going to be coming out. Man, I miss some big horror movies. I meant to talk about some of my favorite actually that I watch every year, and I debated whether I would throw them in this episode or not, but I'll just wait because I want to plan a Halloween episode to release just before Halloween, so we'll just have an all Halloween one. So I'll talk about those.
Let's just do one for every holiday.
We will. We're going to have a Christmas one.
The Thanksgiving one.
And Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and then go to Christmas, and then New Year's.
Black Friday. So-and-so didn't make it back because he died with all the other shoppers. People are idiots. Shop online, folks.
That's the only way to do it. But yeah, that's...
I don't even go to the store anymore.
No, the last time I went out for Black Friday,
every now and then. Oh, I've never gone out for Black Friday. But I mean shopping in general now.
Mm-hmm.
I could have gone to Best Buy Tuesday to go get the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and Walking Dead. But I was like, you know what? Order. And then I just wait home, and they'll be there. They're going to be there tomorrow. That's fine with me.
Yeah, then you ain't got to go out and fight the traffic and the crowds and the people. But, yeah, I was trying trying to figure out if I wanted to talk about the movies I missed, but now I'll wait. I'll wait.
What movies did you miss? Because when on the '80s one, I was like, oh man, I'm just talking about this, or you know.
Yeah, well, I do a list every year for Halloween.
Yeah,
so because like I said, I was going to talk to you about doing
you do that
just a Halloween centric,
like the 13.
Yeah, 13 days to Halloween.
13 days to Halloween.
Yeah, so I'll talk about those movies then, because they're usually a yearly watch for me. Here every day, I've been at least sitting down for a few minutes and playing a little bit of Sniper Elite 4. We still get on there once a week and play it together, but I've just been hopping on and I get such a kick out of the X-ray kill cams. That's all I'm doing. I picked the one map with the railgun.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I just go through that map and just
do you really
take out
over and over?
Yep. Because I kind of got it down pat, and there's some really good long shots you can get on that one. So I like that one. So I've just been going through and wasting a few minutes of time doing that. Oh, and I have been finally catching up on Game of Thrones. Well, I can't say catching up. I'm still in season 1, but I'm 6 episodes in now.
And you already love Joffrey.
Joffrey, man, I have so much in common. I can't wait for that little prick to die. I know he dies, and I can't wait. I can't wait to watch it.
Spoilers? No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, it's.
If you don't know that by now, I can't help you.
And I know of a few other people that died, but that's all right. But yeah, I've been trying to catch up on that. Me and my wife, we've been watching Flash. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to bring
Flash.
up.
Okay.
Was not Flash, but we started watching a documentary on Netflix last night called Unacknowledged, I believe is the name of it. And during the opening title sequence of that, it's playing the song "What a Wonderful World." You know, "What a Wonderful World," that song.
Yes.
But it's showing some traumatic footage. It showed one. I actually rewound it and we watched it again because I watched it and I'm thinking, I can't believe they showed that in this documentary. It's a documentary about UFOs and stuff.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah, it's just talking about how these higher up people come out and have said that yes, UFOs are real, aliens exist, they've visited, they've been here. But during the opening title, it showed a dude. It's like a helicopter footage, and he shotgunned himself in the head. And usually you might see it. Usually those things will cut off right before something happens.
I've seen that before.
No, this showed the whole stinking thing. The dude, you watched him shoot. No, it's not super close. Was
it live footage?
It must have been. Yeah, it must have been from a news camera.
Why do all of our things start with somebody getting shotgun or hit with an AA gun?
Yeah,
you have weird fascination with I can't watch that shit, man.
Yeah, I told you, a friend at work, Jared, he told me, he goes, yeah, hey, I liked your 80s episode. He goes, but man, way to bring it down at the beginning with all the beheadings and stuff.
I didn't even think about that until you mentioned it. I was like,
well, I told him, I was like, well, at least it was at the beginting. Then they got better after that. But no, it was just I was kind of a shock to see that. And it goes through this montage of just horrible things. I guess, they were making a point, I get it, but I was just a little surprised to see that was all, because you watched them flop down on the ground and blood was just pouring out.
That was like when the internet first came out. Back in the day. And I first looked up Kurt Cobain's autopsy photo. Because there was a site that you could look up like people's autopsies, like and stuff like that. And I think a lot of that stuff got taken off.
Out of boredom, I've done those searches too.
But man, his head looked like a bowl of Jello.
Yeah,
it's just gross, man. Well, I mean, it was like his jaw was fine, and then everything above that was just it was gone.
Yeah, I guess a shotgun will do that to your head.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, especially when your wife kills you. Oh, I'm sorry, conspiracy theories.
Yeah, if we ever roll conspiracies, that'd be a good one. Because again, another Netflix. There was another great Netflix documentary.
Yeah, that was one. Was that one I told you about? You got to watch this one.
May have been
one about the bleach. Soaked in Bleach, was that it?
Oh, I don't know.
Soaked in Bleach was on Netflix, and I think it was called Soaked in Bleach, but it had it basically was saying how, like, Kurt Cobain was probably killed by a boyfriend of so-and-so. What's her name? I don't even... Oh, Courtney.
Courtney Love.
Oh, my God, you said her name. She's going to come after us.
No, well, I don't think
she does that. She comes after people who even mention her name.
Did it really? Yeah. Does she really?
Bring it, bitch.
Is she even sober enough to come after us?
I don't know. I'll throw a syringe at her and distract her. which I'll never have on me because I can't stand syringes.
Yeah.
I've seen movies where, like, there's some movie I was watching once where a guy was holding onto a railing and a guy pulled a syringe. He started stabbing him in the knuckles. I was like, that needle never would have touched me. I would have let go and gave the guy the finger all the way down. Miss me, bitch.
Yeah, he was one of the Saw movies. A chick, she gets chucked into a bin full of needle.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm coming out of there mad. I don't care where that little bastard is. Whoever's in that movie. I've never watched a single one of those movies. Which one was that? Saw?
I can't remember. Yeah, it was one of the Saw ones, but I don't remember which number.
I never watched any of those.
They're not bad. I mean, just like any series, they get not as good as it goes on, but there's worse series out there. But yeah, that's pretty much what we've been up to. And before we hop into our YouTube, I've got to throw in some horror news. Couple things. My go-to horror website is arrowinthehead.com.
Is it the one that branches off from Joe Below?
Yeah. Yeah, that's I like their website a lot. But they had an article that's the Alamo Draft House.
Never been there, but yeah.
Which it's in Texas. What city? Do you remember?
You said Alamo. I want to say San Antonio because of the Alamo, but it could be Austin. I don't know.
But I think there might be several Alamo Draft Houses, but this one they're doing a screening for it, but they're doing a clown only screening. So people as clowns, come in to watch it.
I could get a bunch of clowns in one fell swoop. I gotta get me a flamethrower.
That would be so cool. I have a clown costume. I'd dress up and go. That'd be cool to watch it with a bunch of other clowns.
No,
but I wonder if you have to. Well, you know what? I wonder if that means you can just dress as a clown and come to it.
It's probably dressed as a clown.
Or
you can't bring.
You have to show like hey, I went to circus school.
What?
I graduated from.
Oh, clown college?
From clown
like
college.
Our friend Nathan, our other friend Nathan.
Yeah.
Remember?
That's right. He did, didn't he?
He said he went to clown college.
He can do it. That's right. Because he could do balloon animals and stuff.
He could juggle too.
Yeah, that's right. He could.
Now
he's back in California.
Weird. And then he got weirder when he got to California.
Well, that'd be cool. And then I want to mention too, because today's August 25th, but this episode won't come out for a couple more weeks. But today's the Death Note movie's coming out on Netflix. I was kind of looking forward to seeing it. They did a review on it. I don't really go so much in reviews. I like to watch things for myself.
Yeah.
But I usually see pretty close to what Arrow in the Head, at least from what I've garnered over the years of looking at them, that I'm pretty close to how they review stuff, and they gave it like a mediocre. I'm still going to watch it, mainly and they said Willem Dafoe's voice for the demon in there was really good. That's mainly what I'm watching it for. So I'll probably try to give it a watch this weekend at some point. But I wanted to make that quick, just some real quick.
I think when I watch only two movie reviewers that I actually pay attention to are Chris Stockman, who's on YouTube, who I'll cover because he's on my list, and I want to say Movie Bob, but I don't really watch him that much anymore. It's been a while since I've listened to any of his stuff.
Movie Bob, was there ever any reviews that he liked the stuff?
I don't know, because I always think most movie reviewers, and those people are people who couldn't make it in movie school, or they really like movies but they couldn't get their foot in the door. So that's how they get their foot in the door for their movies. Or you get in the movie reviewing because you get to go watch free movies. I think you get to watch free movies.
I think a lot of times you get passes to go to screenings and stuff.
Yeah, you get paid. You get.
Dude, I'd be down for that. That'd be cool.
Then I'd leave and forget what I watched because I pretty much do that when I go and watch a movie, and then I'll think of it as I'm driving home, and then once I walk into the house, I forgot what movie I watched. Except for Wonder Woman, because that was a really good movie.
I still have to watch that.
That's coming out. Now my phone's over there. I've got my list of movies coming out that I'm gonna buy on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I still have to watch that. I've heard good things about it, so I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Steelbook coming in tomorrow. I tend to get Steelbooks when I can, if they come out, because it's only usually like $2 to $5 more for the thing. But I don't know why I don't like the 4X, whatever it's called. But that's like $10, $12 more 4K? Than a regular Blu-ray. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you kind of have to go with older stuff, because Walmart had some decently priced 4K movies. But I have a 4K TV, but I don't have a 4K player. I just have the regular PS4. I don't have the PS4 Pro.
Oh, that has a 4K player.
I think so. I don't have an Xbox One.
What is going on with this thing?
Okay, so now we will go ahead and we will move on to YouTube. And Ryan, he has a ton of stuff to talk about. So I might go ahead and just run through mine real quick.
Yeah,
because my stuff's probably gonna be a little bit faster. But I'm gonna just run through and just talk about my 10 favorite. I've subscribed to more, but these are probably my 10 go-to that I watch regularly.
Oh, you put 10 down?
Yeah.
I probably should have done that, but
You've got 40.
You go ahead and go. I'll tell you how many I have.
Okay. Again, these are in no particular order. The one I watched, Ryan actually got me into it, and he didn't have it on his list, so I told him I put it into mine. Was BuzzFeed Blue, and in particular the BuzzFeed Unsolved with Ryan and Shane.
Yeah.
Ryan got me into watching them because they go through and do a whole bunch of creepy.
But yeah, a lot of their stuff was supernatural.
Yeah,
and then they started doing crime.
Yeah, like true crime stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ryan's kind of more of the believer, and Shane's more of the skeptic. Is that right?
Yeah, Shane's the skeptic. Ryan believes everything because remember that episode?
Yeah, what ship were they?
They were on the Queen. I want to say Queen Mary, but that might not be right.
I was thinking that too.
Isn't the Queen Mary the one?
It may have been the Queen Mary, the one in California.
Yeah, I think it's the Queen Mary, but he did some video there before, and this bag that he had his toothpaste in moved because things settle over time when you leave them on, and he saw that, and he was like, automatically ghost exists, and I'm like,
and they did show the video.
Huh?
They showed the video.
They actually showed the video, and you and I saw it like going, that wasn't anything.
No, it was nothing to where
he was a skeptic before that,
and he said that was what changed his mind.
Yeah, and I was like, going, okay.
And we both watched it thinking, okay.
I just think that's a weird reason to believe in ghosts.
They're really good. I still have a bunch more to catch up on with theirs, but it's BuzzFeed Blue, and you just go in there and it's BuzzFeed Unsolved. Another one that I actually watch a lot with my family is Failarmy, and it's just a bunch of fail videos. People submit them in, people screwing up, or usually they'll do topics. Sometimes some of their videos will say one of them was rednecks versus Russians, and so it'll show like redneck fails and Russian fails, and they kind of put them together. So most of those involve some sort of alcohol.
Yeah, well, most of the times those are like redneck Russians, so it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Because they're like the Russians in Siberia, which is probably like the north. The north of Russia is probably the redneck central instead of the south.
Instead of it being the south.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get a bunch of funny videos, and they'll have a bunch of like wedding fails, summer fails.
Dude, a wedding fail would be the worst. Because it'd be funny to the groom, but that bride is going to remember that forever.
That's true.
And she's going to hold that against you for the rest of your life.
Another one that I watch usually on a daily basis, or at least every video they upload, is Moto Madness. And that is all strictly motorcycle, dirt bike.
That's all you.
Yeah, I like it because, one, it's very interesting, and two, I ride a motorcycle myself, which has been nice here all week, so I've been lucky enough to be able to ride my bike to work every day. They usually do crazy, stupid, angry people versus bikers, and so it's like 10 to 12-minute videos. You've watched a couple with me, and usually it's just drivers not paying attention, and
that's pretty much what it is. That's why I'll never ride a motorcycle.
And that's the thing with riding a bike too, man. You've got to constantly be on the lookout, and people in saying that.
Yeah, so I can't relax. I can't relax driving because I'll be constant. My head's got to be on a swivel. It's like I'm going in a war.
Oh, and in saying that, it does sound like that you're constantly like on edge as you ride, and you're not. You're not really. I didn't actually start riding a street bike till a few years ago, and man, I wish I would have started riding a street bike when I was 18. It's so much fun. Being
that young, I'd be dead. Being that young and driving the way I do, driving the way I do now in a car.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'd be dead 100 times.
You're probably right about staying away from a motorcycle.
I'd be jumping things.
Ryan is Yeah.
What? I'm an aggressive driver.
On our road trip, the only really scared I was in the whole how many hours we drove from Tennessee all the way out to Rachel, Nevada.
Let's just say you drove 95% of that trip. I drove 5%. And that 5%, I probably ate more gas than you did the whole trip.
And our friend who was with us, Paul, drove 0%.
Yeah, because Paul's lazy as fuck.
But dude, that small little bit Ryan drove.
No.
That small little bit Ryan drove though. Oh man, I was on edge because it was constantly like, you ain't gonna get past me or no. And
I mean, I've got to get past that.
Our average speed was what 95 maybe when you were driving. Or
was
higher,
it? No.
100.
I did get it up to 100.
Whew.
I wanted to see if it could do it.
Whew, yeah.
That's what you do with a rental car.
you were flying. But yeah, Moto Madness is
fun.
Yeah, it's a good YouTube channel to watch. Another one that I watch a lot is Mr. Nightmare, and it's just strictly creepy, scary stories. It's just a dude telling stories that people have submitted, or he gets off Reddit, stuff like that. And a lot of, and he's got another channel that kind of goes along with his is Llama Arts, and the Llama Arts channel will sometimes animate, do like little animations of the stories from Mr. Nightmare. So they're kind of a pretty cool.
Rob Dark kind of does that. I know you have him on your thing.
Yeah, Rob. How did you pronounce it?
Rob Dark. Is that what it is?
I think it's Dyke.
Rob Dyke. Okay.
Dyke. I assume
it's Dyke. I thought it was Dark.
Yeah, he's another one I got on my list. He's another one that does sometimes creepy stuff or like unsolved crimes or like horrible things, disappearances, stuff like that.
I watched his one because I was bored at work, all about serial killers, which is great to do when you have to go walking around in the dark.
Oh yeah, you're not thinking about anybody hiding in the dark at all.
Yeah, but there was always they always have a guest artist, and the artist was pretty good. But always these dark drawings of just stuff that I don't know why people that always make me mad whenever I walk because before I go to bed I'll walk around the house and check doors, make sure they're locked. And if I find an unlocked door, I'm like, in this day and age, really, you're just gonna leave a door unlocked? Now I got to scour the house for anybody who could be hiding any little spot.
Now I got to look at every closet, every nook and cranny.
I have to climb in the attic, find the damn grudge girl again, because I found her up to 3 times.
Gotta kick her out every time.
Man,
I'm tired of kicking the grudge chick out.
She tries to argue with me, and I can't understand that.
Yeah.
I can't understand that noise. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Especially when that noise is in Japanese. I don't know what she's saying.
Yeah. Rob Dykes, that's another good channel.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, if you like, spooky, true crime type of stuff. Another one I like is it's top fives. It's just top and the number 5S. It's a British guy, and he'll do like top 5 disappearances, top 5 haunted places and stuff like that. And again, it's he'll go through our top 5 unexplained pictures, and he'll go through and show them all and kind of explain the backstory and stuff. It's really interesting. Another on my list is Furious Pete. He is a bodybuilder, kind of / competitive eater, which
competitive eater.
Yeah, which is it's weird. You wouldn't think the two would go hand in hand, but he said
doesn't seem like they would.
No, and he's a pretty jacked dude too, man. But he has mentioned people have said like, how can you? Because he'll do videos like 9,000 calorie this, or I'll eat 100 chicken McNuggets, or I eat 10 boxes of butter and just weird stuff like that. He said people ask him, how do you stay in such good shape and do that? And it's and the way he explained it too. It's actually really simple. He doesn't eat like that all the time. Yeah. It's just once in a while he does competitive eating and stuff like that and stuff for his videos. So other than that, he has a strict diet he follows. Having a big influx of calories and fat and all that once in a while like that's not going to do anything to you.
I find that funny that's your fitness person that you watch, and I have my own that I watch.
I'm assuming yours is a chick.
Hell yeah.
Well, because I look at like the dude's jacked. I'd like to get jacked like that.
Yeah, but the way it's funny because I look at it like you look at it like that, and I look at it like I would like to be her. I like to be her boyfriend. I need to get jacked because to get with that girl right there, that kind of girl, the fitness girl.
Right. Well, I'm married, so.
Nah, I'm not. I'm not gonna be married either. So.
But yeah, that's another good video. He's actually had it in its.
You heard me.
The Furious Pete. He's actually had a couple bouts of testicular cancer too.
Geez.
He just actually got done doing the second bout of it, which he's kept everybody up on how it was going and all that, and it seems like he's doing pretty good. He's growing his hair back. And he said crazy thing is he said his beard always used to be kind of not that thick. He said, but after this last go around with chemo and everything, his beard's growing in thicker than it ever has before. And I was thinking, I didn't know that. And I was talking to my mom about it, and she said, yeah, a lady that goes to our church, she just went through a bout of chemo, and she lost all her hair, and it's now coming back, and it's coming back thicker and fuller than it was before.
You were talking about beards, and then you were talking about this lady, and I went, her beard came back thicker?
Yeah, she's got the thickest beard I've ever seen.
She's the bearded lady. She can get her job back at the circus. No, it's cool that she's healthier. Hopefully.
But, yeah, that's Furious Pete. Another, I got 3 more left. Another one is Beyond Science, and he will do videos like, I got it pulled up here, 6 strange things that happened during a solar eclipse, or ancient sports too crazy for the modern world, Travelers from Another World, the Green Children's, just weird topics like that. And he kind of just goes through and tells you a lot of like scientific stuff. It's pretty interesting to sit down. They're not too long with videos. Most of them are under 10 minutes long. Another one, I'm just a 2-parter for video games. I'll usually do GameSpot or IGN to look up their gameplay video footage. And most times when it comes to video games, I just go to YouTube and type in the game and then just randomly find people who are playing it.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll hit up GameSpot and IGN.
Yeah, like when I was playing XCOM 2, I would just look that up, and then some guy would have one guy would do a playthrough, and another guy would go through and tell you the best kind of builds for your troopers or whatever like that. I've been doing the same thing for Killing Floor 2.
Yeah, I just don't have like a go-to gaming, but I do subscribe to the GameSpot, and I do go to IGN. I haven't subscribed to them, but I do go to them. And lastly on my list is Crypt TV. And they do a lot of short horror films. Most of them are pretty good, creepy. Actually do a pretty good job. I have a tendency to just YouTube short horror films and just go through and just watch a ton of them. And I try to, when I get in watching them, like the clean ones, I'll go back through and watch them with my kids, watch them get creeped out and scared. It's fun.
You like to traumatize your children.
But that's pretty much mine. I know Ryan's got the bigger list and the more in-depth, so I just wanted to throw out my kind of go-to YouTube channels. So I'll pass it to you, sir.
Okay. Apparently I have 41.
Oh my gosh! I was just kidding on the 40.
You went through 10.
I did. I was too short.
But I mean, I broke mine into different, as I do, categories.
Yeah.
So. Usually I like to watch a bunch of reactors, people reacting to videos. I mean, that's the only way I don't have HBO, so that's how I stay in touch with what's going on in Game of Thrones. Like there's Sunday, and there's Monday, and they'll have a bunch of reactors reacting to what happened on Game of Thrones. And it's not the whole show, but it's the key parts that you want to see anyway. So I watch those parts, and I'm like going, okay, it's cool, because it's like you get to watch them with other people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of cool. So... some of the reactors are Blind Wave, which is like a group of 4 guys. I think they're based out of California because they do a lot of acting kind of stuff. But they're pretty good. They'll react to trailers, new trailers coming out, stuff like that. They react to the most stuff I've seen. Like, I don't know what else they do for a living other than react to stuff because. Do
they have a lot of subscribers?
Yeah, they have a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, they might just be making a living off that then.
Maybe. They also do a thing where like they'll have like a mailbox, and people will send in stuff because they have like a whole wall behind them of like all kinds of like, little toys and just geek stuff, geek paraphernalia and stuff like that. And I think it's stuff from people who've sent it into them, for them to put up on the wall behind them. I think that's what they do. I'm not sure.
That's kind of a neat idea if that's what it is.
They're just asking for free stuff, and they get free stuff, and I'm like, well, if that's what you can do. Another reactors I watch is Geek Critique.
I've never watched them.
Yeah, it's like a husband and wife group, but they do a lot of trailer reactions, and they also react to like Doctor Who and stuff. But I don't really.
Doctor Who?
Yeah, I don't really watch Doctor Who.
That's okay. I don't either.
Let's see. Another reactor. These are all reactors. I'm in Snow. She reacts to a lot of Game of Thrones and trailers, but I want to say she's Indian, but she's very attractive. I watch people just because they're attractive.
Yeah, I was debating whether I should say that or not. That a lot of YouTubers that Ryan watches are usually attractive women.
They are. They're cute. I watched Jabby Koei, although I don't watch him as much because he used to do a lot of trailer reactions to different trailers. Like whenever a movie will come out, like a trailer will come out, I go, "Oh, this is great," and then I'll watch the trailer, and they're going, "What do these people think about it?" And then I'll go watch. I'll watch their reactions. Jabby gets on there, and like I think at one point he just started watching like Indian, like Bollywood kind of stuff.
Oh,
and I'm sure there's so many millions of people over there.
Yeah,
you can get all those millions of subscribers, and or maybe he's actually into that stuff. I don't know, but I mean, like I wouldn't watch Bollywood stuff just to get the subscribers because I have no interest in what's going on in their theater or whatever.
Although I wouldn't mind reacting to. I've thought about it for here, doing if we should maybe do some of the trailer reactions or wait to see if we ever do a YouTube video.
You got to get a camera though. You got to figure out how that works. To where you put it behind you, and then a little, or like, I've seen it where they have the big, the people, and then the little tiny box with the trailer.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be too hard to do.
Or the other one where they have like the trailer going on, and a little tiny box with with the people down there. Let's see, the Real Rejects, which is Jabby Koei's brother, and some other guys and girls. I think that's based out of California because it's a lot of actresses and stuff like that the guy hangs out with. And they do Game of Thrones and other trailers. Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
we'll react to trailers.
I don't know if I'm a big Kevin Smith fan, but I don't think I've ever watched any of his trailer reactions. Mainly because I listen to so much of his podcast network.
Yeah,
already.
He has a podcast, and he has Fat Man on Batman.
Yeah,
I like watching that too.
There was not the last episode, but the episode before. I was going to listen to it until they mentioned that it was going to be Game of Thrones spoilery.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like,
nope, can't watch.
Yeah, I'm like, no. If I wasn't caring about catching up, but that's right when I started to rewatch. Not rewatch it, but start getting caught up.
Game of Thrones is great, but there's like there's parts in there where you're like going, oh man, that's hard to watch. Just stuff like that.
We were talking about that at work today. Me and my friend Marlon. He said there was a couple. Him and his wife stopped watching Game of Thrones because they just couldn't take it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, he said. But earlier in the series, he said they almost stopped watching it. Because they're like, oh man, it was pretty intense. So I'm kind of curious of what I'm about to get into.
I think I know what part that is. See, Game of Thrones. I've also watched Mary Cherry, who is this dark-haired, brown-eyed, attractive Australian girl.
Oh.
And let's see, there's another one I watch, but I watch this girl for. She does Overwatch trailers every now and then she. I don't watch the show, but it's the animation called Ruby, RWBY.
Oh yeah, I've
it's
never
like
just
whatever. It's like an anime, but it doesn't look like traditional anime. It looks like it's like a 3D, almost like paper cutout looking kind of thing. Just the way the stuff look. It's done really good, but they do a chibi version, like a short, chibi with the little short versions. Yeah. Super deformed characters. Though I'm not sure if they're called super deformed anymore. They were back in my day.
You've offended me, sir.
But her name is Pseudopoise, and I watch her because I think she's adorable. You gotta have adorable in your life. And then for Game of Thrones reactors, I watch Burlington Bar, which I want to say is in Chicago, but I'm not completely sure. But it's basically these people go there on Sunday. They just watch Game of Thrones, and it's this whole bar. It's the guy behind the bar filming.
Oh, okay.
Filming all them.
That's
reacts.
actually kind of a cool idea.
It is pretty cool.
Now, is that all of your reactors?
That's reactors.
Now, I wanted to mention I do watch them a lot, but I wanted to wait because I knew you had a reaction one. I wanted to wait to mention him was Ecomog.
I don't know who that is.
Those two black guys. They always wear like the masks.
Oh yeah.
You said you think they might be Marines or something. But they do reaction videos. I like watching their.
I watch their reactions.
And they do a lot of short horror film reactions too, which I like.
I think a lot of their stuff is acting though.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can tell.
Not their reactions, but
stuff, the banter between them.
Yeah, the banter between them. Because the one dude in the middle is always the one who's like always giving the other guy crap.
Like, get off of me, man.
The other guy's funny though.
yeah, he's always like during the Thor.
And then they have their Japanese friend who sits there, and she doesn't do anything.
She doesn't say anything. She never shows her face in those, but there's other videos where you see her.
Does she show her face? Okay.
Yeah, but
she'll always look at the other guy on the other end like, "What are you doing?" And
then they have like a Michael Jackson impersonator on there sometimes. At least they used to. He looks a lot like him. It's crazy.
That's crazy. I haven't seen that.
But yeah, I want to throw them out for the reaction stuff.
There's another group I watch. Like, I don't have their name. I don't want to say it, but they're like a husband and wife duo, and they'll do a lot of reactors to different things. I watched them do their reaction on this last Overwatch thing, and they were upset. They were upset as well.
Well, let me ask you this: what do you think what makes watching other people react to things, trailers, like so interesting?
I always think it's like, it's cool to see another person's opinion. Like, I'll watch ones where I think something's cool, and they're watching, they're like shitting all over it, and I'm like going, man, F you, and I'll turn and go, you know what, you're talking about, stupid kid.
Well, I think what really got me into watching reaction videos was The Force Awakens. Trailers.
Oh yeah.
Watching people react to those kind of got me into watching.
I can't remember her name, but there was this lady who every time the Force reaction trailer would come out, she would weep uncontrollably. It was like, it must have been a childhood trauma or something. Like, it wasn't like sad crying. It was like happy crying. It was like happy tears. But man, she would break down, and you're like going, man, I want to give her a hug. It was just so bad. And then she watched. But I haven't seen her after that. She hasn't done any other trailers.
I've been wondering that here lately about what is it like. Why do I go and watch them react to something? I don't know. I don't know what it is that makes it kind of.
Well, it's like anything on YouTube. Why do you watch other people play video games?
I think I do that mainly just to see the video game footage.
Yeah, it could also be you're watching because you want to see if maybe I want to get in. I want to get this game.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Yeah, I want to see how it plays, how it looks. Hear them talk about how it plays.
But in that kind of case, I would watch a little bit of it, because if I watch it and I watch them beat the game, I don't need to play it. Yeah. I've just seen it.
Which I actually did once. I bought a game on Steam.
Oh,
Firewatch.
Oh yeah,
I think's what it was called, and it was a shorter game, and I knew that. But it was set. It was set in like the Wyoming wilderness, and it was a gorgeous game. The artwork on it was fantastic, but it wasn't very long. And so I started watching a gameplay video of a guy going through it. And if you get it through Steam, you're allowed to play up to like 2 hours before you can ask for a refund. And so I was playing, and I bought it on sale, but it was still like $13 or $14. So I was thinking like, still a little too pricey for such a short game. So then I went and watched this guy's video play out, and I saw how it ended, and I was like, yeah, okay, that was kind of interesting. And luckily I was like right at 1 hour 50 minutes of playing it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a refund. And I did.
Let's see what else I have. I have I'll get the GIFs. I don't know why I started watching, like, because the people will collect GIFs and then they'll put music over it, or like something from a movie, or something from a game, or they'll have something from a movie in a game clip or something like that.
Yeah.
But just the way some of the stuff comes off, it's hilarious. But there's like I watched 9 GIFs, and then there's GIF and sound.
These are the names of the YouTube channels?
Then there's also GIFs with sound. They have 1, 2, and 3. And there's a lot of other GIF ones, but I think it's the way they put their stuff together, or it just doesn't really gel well, or it doesn't really look that good. Like, you might be watching, and they'll like have a song playing over a GIF, and then there's like 5 seconds of dark because they're not good at editing or whatever like that. I mean, I might go back later and check it, to see if they've gotten better, but then.
Yeah.
Most of the time with the GIFs, that's like the 5 channels I watch.
Yeah, I haven't watched too many GIFs. I usually will watch the GIFs when you come over. You'll tell me about, oh yeah, you got to watch this one GIF video, and we usually end up watching like 5 to 10 different GIFs by the time we're done.
There's some now that I want to show you, but I'd have to be like going, don't look, because they have a lot of like.
Game of Thrones spoilers.
There's some Game of Thrones stuff on there now.
Yeah,
because
you're like shield your eyes
because. Shield wall.
Ryan tackles me to the floor and holds his hands over my eyes.
Get down. Okay. Let's see. I'll follow a lot of like role playing gamers, and usually it's like to get tips on like how to be a good game master, a player, or dungeon master. Game master, dungeon master, same thing. But there's one called Don Ford's Cast, which the main guy, I think he's a school teacher, but he teaches like I think he teaches 2nd or 3rd grade, something like that. I'm not sure, but I like him. But I've seen other people online give that guy shit because they think some of the stuff every game player believes the rules are different. They're a different way,
right?
And most of them today don't know what the hell they're talking about. That's my personal opinion. Because most of them nowadays are murder hobos. But we'll go into that.
You should have seen the fire in his eyes, folks.
Oh, I can't
when he said that.
Can't stand most of the players today. I follow Dungeons and Dragons because they'll have, they'll have like players play, and those can be interesting. Sometimes it depends on who the players are.
Is that the actual name of the YouTube channel, Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah,
is that from the actual game
it's the actual,
company? Oh, okay.
And then there's Fantasy Flight Games, which is the Star Wars. They do all the Star Wars X-Wing and Imperial Assault with the miniatures and all the stuff like that. The ones that every time I think I'm close to being done with the collection, they come out with a brand new, like, I thought I was almost done with X-Wing. And then they were like on, I kind of am because now I've got all the ships that I need. A lot of times they'll have like they have a lot of ships. Most of the ships that are out right now are already, like, they're the famous ones. And the other ones are like stuff from like old video games. Like, do you remember the gunship from the old X-Wing game, the flight simulator? The X-Wing versus TIE Fighter?
I played those religiously, but I can't
Yeah, the gunship was kind of like, it almost looked like the Imperial shuttle, but it had more wings coming off of it, and it was more of an attack shuttle.
Yeah, I can't remember it.
Okay.
I don't remember.
But they have that coming out, and they have some other ones coming out. And then, of course, when these new movies are coming out, because FFG, Fantasy Flight Games, they have the license now for Star Wars. I hope they keep it for a good long time. And if they know it's good for them, they will. Because look at all these movies coming out. These guys, you would think they'd be raking in the dough, but I don't think they're doing
too well.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing well because of these games and stuff. They got a lot of attention, but I don't know how much money. I don't know how much money they're making off of this, especially with the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
That's famous. I follow this guy Matthew Colville, who's been. I think he's been playing Dungeons and Dragons as long as I have, because he talks about it like back in the day, like when I first started playing. But he always has like Dungeon Master tips. And at one point he had, like, he'll tell old stories of stuff that happened in a lot of his adventures. And he has a really good creative mind. And
you're like, back in the day for you was like Stranger Things back in the day.
Yeah, it was like, I remember my first, I'm like, I'll go into that story later on, but like, I remember the first time I saw these kids playing Dungeons and Dragons. It was in the 5th grade, and they were playing it, like, we had these exterior classrooms because they were still, this was relatively a new school, like elementary school. And they had these little stairs that came out of these little trailers that we were all in, these like trailer classrooms. And they had the stairs you walk out of to go down to go out and play. And these like 3 kids were playing underneath there, and they had these books and they were rolling dice, and I know what they were doing. And then when 6th grade, because I told you the story about the 6th grade center in Las Vegas, they used to have Fridays were like, if you had all your homework done and your stuff and you had good grades, if you didn't have good grades, you had to go to study hall. And I was almost in study hall a bunch of times, but because I was not a good student. But then they had like free time days, so you can go watch movies or you can go play games in like the cafeteria. And that's the first time I played Dungeons and Dragons. And I remember my first character was an elf. That's all I remember. But it was an elf guy, because it's rare that I play male characters.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's usually it's elf chicks or
it's like female whatever any character. Well, it depends. Like if I was gonna play a Dragonborn, which is a new race, which I'm not a big fan of, I would play a male. Anyway, and then there's this other guy, Matt Mercer, who does this show called Critical Role. But I like his way, because he does a lot of role. But this is how I would see you being a dungeon master, because he does a lot of voices, and he's a voice actor. He does a lot of, and then everybody on there does a lot of voice. They're like voice actors and stuff like that.
That would be a fun one to play with.
But they play. I think a lot of times when people watch them play, they're like, "Well, that looks like fun," but I'm not a voice actor, so maybe it kind of pushes them away. Like, they're like, "Well, I can't play that game because I don't know how to do voices." That's what I think a lot of people would see if that's what they're going on. That's not how it works. It's a cool way they play.
Yeah.
Because they're actors. I would always think if you were in theater or something like that, those are the people who should be playing Dungeons and Dragons, because they're all the imagination they could be coming up with. And then there's one called WebDM, and that's basically these 2 guys that talk about it. I think they've been playing as long as I have. maybe a little bit less, but they have a lot of good ideas. I'll do my favorites last. For my gals that I watch,
YouTube gals,
my YouTube gals, I watch Amaranth. She's a cosplayer, but she does a lot of like goofy little like. She did one where she ran around she wanted to buy a car, but she was dressed as Lara Croft, and she was acting like Lara Croft. Like she was like she was doing that, the accent, and she was like going, is this truck bulletproof? Stuff like that to the guy. And it's just random people. I think she's based out of Houston. It's just like actual people she's walking up to, and they're like going, there's some weird girl dressed as Lara Croft. Or one time she dressed as the Wendy's character.
Oh, yeah.
And she went into like McDonald's and Burger King, and she was taste testing their food and basically like crapping all over it. And she was like spitting it out, going, this is disgusting. It tastes like cardboard and stuff like that. It was funny. But she's pretty humorous. Angie Star, who I think she's a go-go dancer. She has a regular job, and she's a go-go dancer. But she also does a lot of cosplay. Like I guess she goes to like, are they raves? Is that where go-go dancers go? Any place that has music, or like DJ music, I would say.
Okay.
But I think that's what she does. She does dances, but she cosplays. There's another one called Bat Pam who does cosplay, but she also is a reactor. But she mostly reacts to like the DC movies that come out because she really loves those.
I've noticed. I'm seeing a pattern.
The cosplay girls.
Yeah, cosplay.
Some of them are. There's one girl called Bunny Girl. She was a reactor, but she doesn't really react anymore. Now she just plays video games, and I really haven't seen anything from her recently. I think she's just busy doing something else. But I think she's like out of Russia or one of those areas. She has an accent. Then there's Jenna Marbles, who's funny when she's by herself. I can't watch her shows whenever, because I'll watch her shows, but as soon as her boyfriend or whoever that is shows up, I'm done watching because you've lost me. I don't care after that. There's another one, Jenny Lorenzo. I think she's Cuban American, but I think she's based out of Miami. But she was an actress on Nickelodeon, I want to say. But she talks a lot about like she does a lot of nostalgia, like about the '90s. Her when she was a kid and stuff like that. And like recently she was talking about like going to Chuck E. Cheese when they were kids and having times. But because she's Cuban, she'll throw in like, I can't say Spanish words because Cuban people don't speak Spanish. They have their own. It's Cuban, right?
Cuban words, huh?
I don't know.
Some Cuban.
But she's pretty cool. She seems like she'd be a cool lady to hang out with. Then Jessica Negri, who's an awesome cosplayer. And the thing about her, I think she's awesome. That girl's got ADHD like nobody's business because she's distracted by everything around her. But she's funny, she's attractive, and she's also super talented when she comes to her cosplays. Like I think I've shown you some before where she was one of the dragons from World of Warcraft. But it was like this cool armor.
Yeah, you did show me that.
It's this cool armor, but then like it's always got to have cleavage. And I'm like going, okay, for like 90% of the guys here that you're surrounded by, they don't see anything else in your costume all they're looking at is tits.
Yeah.
And there's you've seen them, there they are, but I want to see the detail that you've done. You did a lot of time working on this costume. Liz Katz, she does cosplay. She also does a lot of video game stuff, but she's adorable. She's like 4'10".
That's really small.
Man, she's really tiny. Paige Hathaway, you have your fitness person. This one's mine. Paige Hathaway is phenomenal. She did the way how toned she is, and I don't understand how these people, because I've worked out, they get to a point like I work out till I hurt my back, which happens relatively a lot because I'm an old man. I was singing that song the other day. And then on her cheat days, she'll eat like 2 pizzas by herself, 2 large pizzas.
Heck yeah!
I can't eat 2 large pizzas by myself.
In one sitting?
Dude, we're not talking like little thin crust crap stuff. We're talking like
deep dish.
Probably deep dish stuffed crust with everything on it. Meat lovers, something or other. She can eat 2 pizzas like that by herself.
Heck yeah, that is
I
a
bet
cheat
she,
meal,
I bet she
man.
bust her ass the next day.
She might.
She
I have
does.
2 cheat days.
Do you really?
Saturday
2 cheat
and
days?
Sunday.
Oh yeah, I think she just has 1.
Life's too short. I've lost the weight. I don't need to.
Yeah.
I'm not want to suffer anymore.
Yeah, I can't even remember. Because remember when we first met, You were way heavier.
I was a big old dude.
You were a big dude, yeah.
It's like 250,
Jesus, were you really?
60-something pounds. Yeah.
Were you really? What do you weigh now?
190, I think.
Damn. I probably weigh 190, but that's because I'm getting fat. we're switching on the scale. It's the slider scale. I gain weight, you lose weight. Vera Bambi, who I showed you a little while ago, she was getting all happy about having.
Oh, that was her?
Yeah, that was her. She was all happy about her Patreon support.
Yeah, that's right. She looked like she had fake lips.
Yeah, but I think that's because but that's her job. She's a cosplayer, and I use that relatively loosely because she dresses up as characters, but it's usually like a t-shirt and panties.
T-shirt and panties version of the characters.
Yeah, maybe, but I can't think of anything because she does a lot of cosplay. I mean, what you do is what you do, but like it seems pretty. I mean, I'm sure she sews the stuff herself, but I always look at it like, nah. Like one person I have on yours, Yaya Han, but she's just she's like out there, like she's
No,
Yaya Han. She's a cosplayer, but she's like a phenomenal cosplayer. She's awesome. She does like Chun-Li because she's Asian. She can pull off Chun-Li perfectly, and like a bunch of other anime characters that always look great on her, but look silly on other people. And then Vivid Vivka, which I think I've shown you, because she does a lot of like weird, like possessed cosplayer things. Like she did one where the one I showed you in that when she was in that room and the light was flickering and she was up in the corner. Yep. She had the full black eyes. Yeah, and I was like going, I'm somehow frightened, but kind of turned on. And then my favorites are. I'm gonna go to them last. I watch Mojo.
These are your favorite YouTube channels?
Yeah, these are my favorite YouTube channels that I usually. These are ones I watch like regularly.
Watch Mojo. Yeah, I subscribe to them.
Watch Mojo is pretty good, but I have in parentheses seems to be running out of ideas because they always seem to like just throw something up there like, what can we get a top 10 out of? Okay, that top 10 cheeses. I don't know. I made that up. No, you can't have that. That's mine. I'm doing that one.
Yeah, some of the stuff's pretty interesting though.
Yeah, they do. So, but they also have like Miss Mojo, where they talk about like TV. Like they had one that was like top 10 Friends episodes or top 10 Joey moments, and I was like, I'm watching these because I'm a huge Friends fan. Which are also
Ryan's a freak, a Friends geek.
Next week, I think they're re-releasing Friends, like the collection on Blu-ray. They already have it out there. But this is the one that come from the DVDs that I have, the ones that have all the unedited stuff. I might actually get this one. Well, because the unedited stuff they didn't show on TV is sometimes it's hilarious. Like I watched it on Netflix when Friends came out on Netflix, and I was watching it, and I've seen the ones on DVD so many times that I know what they're saying. So when I'm watching on Netflix and something wasn't said, I go, "Wait a minute, where's that part? Yeah. They must have cut that." Because I remember the one part where Ross and Joey are fighting over this girl, and she gets into the middle of their dinner, and she leaves, and then like Ross kind of looks at Joey like, "Well, she's gone." He's like, "Yeah," and he goes, "Well, we're already waiting. Do you want to get a table?" And Joey goes, "Does a bear shit in the woods?" And I was like, "There's no way they played that on. There's no way they played that on TV." But I was like, "That it was just something extra. It was funny." Yeah. Let's see, Chris Stockman, who does movie reviews. I like him.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Plus, he does like little skits every now and then, and he always does his.
He did that horror.
He does a hilariosity where it's like the worst. I like how he grades based on like a school grade. Like he has a few that are A pluses, and when you look at him, you're going, "Yeah, I'd give that an A plus because that's a really good movie." But then I'll give like ones like F, like The Room, or like
Don't diss The Room,
or Troll 2.
Troll 2. Oh,
he gives these F's and stuff.
Oh my god! They're eating her, and then they're gonna eat me. Oh my god!
That's the best. That's. Yeah, actually, you're acting a little bit better than his.
Chris Stockman, didn't him and his wife or girlfirld?
I think it's his wife now.
Didn't they do married. They were like in a cabin and they made
they made their own little movie. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I think he likes horror movies like you do.
Darn tootin'.
Let's see, Philip DeFranco. I like that guy.
Yeah, you've shown me some of this
stuff. But he's also like he built himself up from nothing to and now he's like one of the biggest YouTubers. Biggest YouTubers out there, but he doesn't. Now he's trying to get his own news thing started because he's like me. I can't watch the news because I can't trust anybody on the news. But he does a thing where he covers both sides of the spectrum, but then he invites the viewers to make comments about what their thoughts or their ideas, or how what they think, which I think is cool because you can't get that from the news. The news just shovels this shit down your throat, and you're supposed to take it or shove it up your ass. It depends on the news agency.
Gotta take it.
And then I watch Star Wars mostly for Star Wars news, StarWars.com, and then I watch Hello Greedo for a lot of
Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, another Star Wars stuff. But his is funny because he wears a helmet all the time.
Oh yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But he did one recently where they were talking about the little porgs, what are they called? The little bird
the
creatures.
ones coming out with the new ones with the giant
Yeah, and they were
eyes.
like going,
yeah,
they're ruining stuff. Porgs are stupid. They're the new Ewoks. And he was like, you haven't even seen them yet.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, all these people's reactions to things. You're like on what was it they say? What's the new movie coming out?
When does it come out?
The new movie. What's it called again?
Last Jedi.
Yeah, The Last Jedi. Goes, Last Jedi sucks. I haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah, for all you know, those porg things are in 2 minutes of the film.
Yeah, like I know there are little characters that live on the island that Luke is on, basically because the director Ryan, whatever his name is, he already has a great name, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan. Ryan Johnson.
But Ryan Johnson. But he saw the little puffins. They're like little birds. They're almost like penguins, but not quite. But he basically saw them and was like, those are cute. We should have something on the island that are like that. So that's where the porgs came from.
They kind of look like guinea pigs with just giant.
Yeah, they kind of
like hamsters or something with big giant.
Yeah, but they're bird-like in a way.
Oh, they are?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought they were like little furry.
Then they have these little nuns that are on that island.
Yeah, I've heard of those too.
But I like these little tiny characters and stuff like that. But like, they always got the haters that don't like something, they haven't even seen it yet. So
yeah, just watch it and make it... Like, if you watch it and you're like, yeah, they still suck, then at least you've watched it and you made up your mind. That's a huge problem I have with I don't know, I guess reviews in general.
I'll tell you right now, I was the worst one at that until I was like, you know what? I need to shut my mouth. Gal Gadot. When she first came out as Wonder Woman, I was like, no way, she's too skinny, she's too tiny. She looks nothing like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's got to have muscle. She's got to be fit. Her physique's supposed to be awesome. There's probably people agreeing with me right now. You need to shut the hell up. But then I saw her at a Comic-Con, and she was sitting there, and she was like talking to the nerds and the geeks and stuff out there, and just the way she was like. She wasn't like looking at him like, you're beneath me, like stuff like that. She was like talking to everybody. One guy stood up. He was speaking Hebrew to her because
she's Israel. She's Israel. She's Israel. She is the Israel. She's Israeli.
She's the whole city of Israel. Or did I say city of Israel?
Yeah,
I don't know.
whole country.
Whatever. But then, and then she spoke back. But then she spoke to the crowd and told them what they were talking about, to keep them in the loop of what was going on.
Yeah.
But then I saw that and I was like, all right, she kind of won me over because I haven't even seen her in Fast and the Furious movies yet.
Yeah, I never saw her.
Because I've got the collection. I've been working through I'm up to 1 through 3. Tokyo Drift.
The one you're looking forward to.
That wasn't my favorite one because I didn't like the character. The guy.
But it has the kid from X-Files.
Who? What kid?
The one who gets the black oil in him.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's that?
The Texas kid.
Oh.
And he was also isn't also the kid from
He's from Alabama.
Isn't he also the kid from little French fried taters?
Is he? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just saw him.
Split your skull.
I saw him in that. Anyway, when I watched Gal Gadot, and then I saw her in Wonder Woman, and I love her as Wonder Woman. So she's plus she was in Batman vs Superman, and she was the best thing in that movie. So
yeah, so her part in that movie,
her part was sweet.
When she gets knocked back, and then she kind of just gives that smirk.
Yeah, she gets up like, I've been hit like that in a long time. Let's go.
Yeah, she's like, no, we're about to have
awesome.
some fun. That was awesome.
I love that part. Okay, that was Hello Greedo. Then I watch Bat Dad. You've seen
Yeah, I like Bat Dad.
He's funny. Although I think his kids are going to be a problem in the future.
They might be.
They might grow up a little bit, especially with what's the young kid named Ben?
Oh shoot, I can't remember.
Yeah, I think his name's Ben. He's gonna be a handful. Then I watch Good Bad Flicks.
Yeah, I subscribe to them too
because they do a lot of good stuff on movies that probably didn't do so hot in the theater, but they're actually pretty good.
Yeah.
He has a lot of good those. And then Found Flicks, have you watched those?
I have not. No.
They do a lot of like movie news and reviews, but they'll do a lot of movies sometimes that are like movies that were from like back in the day.
What's it called? Found Flicks?
Yeah, Found Flicks.
Flicks, F-L-I-X?
Yeah.
Okay. Found Flicks.
And then last, well, no, not last, because I have somebody else before this. Thomas Sander. He came over from what was the thing where you could only record 6 seconds?
Oh, Vines?
Yeah, he came over from Vines. Now he's on YouTube. But he does this thing now where he's in his apartment and he's talking to the camera, but then he has himself, but 4 parts of his personality. Like he has intelligence, he has anxiety.
Okay, yeah.
He has like his heart, and then he has like his not his intelligence, but his fantasy, his creative side. His creative side is like this Disney prince, is the way he talks is like that. But like if you ever watch one of those, they're usually like between 8 to 10 minutes, but they're funny just the way he goes off on things. But I find him pretty funny. And then last, they're not around anymore, but this show was called Sourcefed, and it was like about news, geek stuff, movies, stuff like that, like games. And then
did they merge with another YouTube channel maybe?
No, some group canceled it, and then they were called Now This. I think they're actually still around. They're called Now This, and then they had this thing called Now This Nerd, and they basically got rid of everybody who was in SourceFed, and they were gonna throw their own people in there. And then from what I saw, and I put in parentheses, fuck these guys, because this is what they did. They took a lot of the SourceFed videos, and they were putting them up under their logo. So when you're watching them, they were getting the views, not the SourceFed people. These are the people who worked on this stuff, and these people who didn't work on it were getting the views, and that was bullshit. And like I actually, like, a lot of people unsubscribed when they found out. Like, man, they lost like millions of subscribers when people found out about this. And I unsubscribed until SourceFed got their stuff back, so they got their videos back up. Now I can watch those again. But the original cast of SourceFed, and the original ones were this guy Joe Bereta, who was funny. This guy had stories about all these different ways he could have been injured. Like I don't know how he survived his childhood. Lee Newton, who's like, she was like, I think she's a 5 foot tall little blonde chick, but she's hilarious. She's just funny. I think she went to the same comedy store with a lot of people that are on SNL now, that are like big now. That she went to that same comedy store. I'm always kind of hoping that she gets out there.
Takes off.
She takes off because she's hilarious. And plus, she was number 42 or number 45 or something like that on Maxim's Hot 100 because the viewers wrote her in.
Oh, I remember you telling me about her.
She got in there. She beat a bunch of people. There's this guy on there who's called Elliot Morgan. He was pretty funny. I think he was a writer. Steve Zaragoza was this guy on that show who's very funny. He's very musically inclined, and he can just come up with stuff on the top of his head, like song wise. And he did a little skit on there called Benjamin Franklin Time Traveler. And Lee Newton played Abraham Lincoln. But it was funny because they were just like, they were traveling through time. There was this whole like little song they had, and it was great. And the way how they traveled through time was a magical keytar. That's how they traveled through time. But it was a funny show. But when it first came out, it got so many dislikes, but people loved it, and they were like, "Going, this is the worst thing I've ever seen." But they disliked it, but a lot of people still loved it. Philip DeFranco was working. They were working for him at that time. I think that's how it worked out.
Oh,
and he was like, "You're not doing another one," because he was like, "I don't care how much people liked it." But did you see the dislikes? Trisha Hershberger, who I think she was Miss Pennsylvania, like in the early '90s, I want to say. But then she's pretty, and she's got big upstairs, big boobs. But like when you look at her, she's really cute. She's more than that. She's actually very intelligent. Like when it comes to like tech stuff like that. like stuff you normally would associate a guy having knowing all that stuff. She knows like all this stuff. She's really smart. Meg Turney, who's so and so with me, because a lot of times on some of these things she would go on to topics, and then she would talk about Japan. And just because she would talk about, I can't wait to go to Japan. I was always like that, stuff like that. And I'm like going, I've been to Japan.
You're thinking, I've been there.
Yeah, I'm like going, I've been there. I'm better than you. That's not how it is. But I don't know. She's funny, but every now and then she'd kind of irk me. And then also include Maud Garrett, who's this Australian. She does a lot of interviews with people.
Yeah, you showed me some of her stuff.
But she's pretty good. And last but not least, Reina Scully, who does a lot of. I think she's I can't remember if she was born in America, but she lived in Japan, or she lived in Japan, now she's here. But she goes back and forth between the two, and she does a lot of anime, talking about anime, and then she does a lot of video games. She does a lot of stuff for, I think, GameStop now.
Really?
Yeah, because every now and then you'll hear her up on the, if you go into GameStop and you're watching the TV, she'll pop up there and talk about a game. But that's pretty much it.
There's just, as you've seen, there's just so much to just lose yourself in.
There's way more, yeah.
On YouTube. I mean, if I'm home by myself and I want to kill some time, man, I'll pop on freaking YouTube, man, and just search. I would just sit there and think like, I wonder if anything like this is on YouTube, and I'll just start searching random stuff, and you're like, holy crap, man. There's basically almost anything you could find. There's like an infinite amount of stuff to do, watch. I mean,
because it used to be, for me, it would be Netflix. Like, you would just go to Netflix, but now half the time I'm on Netflix, I'm just looking to see what's on there, and then I'm like, I've just wasted 2.5 hours
searching
and
through
now
something.
I'm late.
Well, there's sometimes at night I've never actually fallen asleep to it, but you can. Well, I know I have fallen asleep to ambient. I forgot what it was. I don't know if I wasn't
ambient noises.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling good or something. So I got up and I went and laid down in the living room, and I didn't have. I'm a sleeper that I need a fan blowing because I like the ambient noise, and so I didn't have it with me in the living room. So I just went to YouTube and looked up fan ambient sound. And it was like 10 hours of this guy. He had like 6 fans, and he turns them all on, and you just get that fan sound. And so I'll turn it on, and I'll turn the volume just right, and I'll dim the TV a little bit. And I just go to sleep with my nice fan ambient sounds.
If I have trouble, now when I go to sleep, I actually watch some of the old SourceFed commentaries they used to do. Because people would comment, and then they would comment on the comments what the people said. Yeah. Which is funny. They got a show out of it. But I've seen this so many times that like I can just listen to them talk, and I'm out. There's a bunch of weird things that'll put me to sleep that normally would wake up other people.
You could make your own. Like we've seen, your own short film and throw it up on YouTube, man. I mean, there's been people who now work in the film industry who started off just crapping around on YouTube, man, just goofing off and just doing stuff for fun. And now they're making big budget movies. And there's just so much to do on YouTube, man. It's a good time killer. There's some really good, like Ryan's talked about. There's just some really good shows on there that I would rather watch than anything on Netflix or TV right now. So, but that's
yeah.
fun.
I just can't watch. I don't watch TV.
Yeah, can't remember the last time I watched live TV. But if you want to send us your top YouTube channels you like, you can always email us at Geeks-a-Musing@gmail.com. Geeks GeeksaMusing @gmail.com. We have a Facebook.com/Geeks-a-Musing. We do have a YouTube channel. What I usually just do is just throw up the audio for each week's podcast, but just Geeks-a-Musing. You just find that. It's a picture. It's actually a picture of me and Ryan. So if you're kind of curious of what we look like, you can go to YouTube. Or our Facebook. It's on Facebook too. Trying to get into the whole Twitter thing. Really, I'm brand spanking new to Twitter.
Yeah, I have Twitter, but I don't get on there.
So you can follow us at Geeks-a-Musing. You can listen to us. Let's see, we're through Stitcher. I listen to it. When I listen to it at work sometimes, I listen through the Podcast Addict app. But if you listen through iTunes, it'd be good if you could subscribe, rate, and review. review us. I hear people say that's supposed to help pretty good. So that'd be cool. But yeah, just give us some feedback. Any feedback is good. We'd like to hear it. Maybe something that we're doing weird. We don't really recall. Although I do listen to these a couple times before I post them. So hopefully I'm getting out any most of the like or me. I have a tendency, I've noticed, to I repeat stuff Ryan says. So Ryan, like in the 80s Ryan will say like this group, and he'll say like, yeah, Michael Jackson. You hear me go, Michael Jackson. I just kind of repeat like an idiot, and I had to go through and take some of those out. I'm like, you dummy. You really? Yeah, I had to cut a lot of that crap out. I was like, what the heck? I'm just repeating what he's just saying. I'm such a moron. But yeah, get with us there. Like I said, shoot us an email, geeksamusing@gmail.com. So we're going to roll, see what our next topic is going to be. Oh yeah, there's the paper. Do you want me to hold?
This? I got it.
You got it? All right, I hope this picks up pretty good.
All right, here we go. I'm going to roll for the next one.
Here we go. Come on, horror. All right.
17. Star Wars.
Oh! Yes. That'll be a good one. So Star Wars next week. Tune in. We'll have a ton of Star Wars stuff to talk about.
This is going to be long.
Yeah. We're going to do, I imagine, all things Star Wars. Movies, games.
Toys.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Lightsabers. We got our son a dual lightsaber for his birthday. That's going to be fun. We'll talk about all.
I built a real one. I'm kidding.
So we'll have,
please, you know how much money I'd have if I built a real lightsaber?
Yeah, you'd be rich.
To the military complex alone.
Yeah. Billions. But sweet, that's it. So for Geeks-a-Musing, this is Nathan.
This is Ryan. Be a geek, be a nerd, but don't be a dork.